Right, so today I'm going to talk about lease deals, specifically what lease deals are. I'm not going to go into other types of finance because that video would be way too long. Basically, lease deals, the whole idea is that you buy a car. When you buy that car, you don't really buy, it's not in your name, but you're leasing it. Average length is 24 months. You can go up to 36 months, but I advise you not to go beyond 24 months. It's a good way because you have a set amount each month. You know exactly how much you pay, and at the end of it, you give your keys back. There's no balloon payment, there's nothing else involved. It's just that's it, done. So it's a good way to know how much it'll cost. You don't have to worry about the final value, and you're done. In terms of finding the best lease deals, that is what we're going to find. And on this video, I'm going to show you exactly what deals you're going to find, which sites I use and other people use to find the best deals, because you don't just go for the ones that your local dealership does. 9 times out of 10, they will not be the cheapest. So a good starting point is piston heads. I always use them. Go on the car buying bit. Use any search engine, by the way. Press agree. And what you'll find is here, best lease car deals, volume 9. The fact that there's 9 volumes speaks for itself. It's a popular thing. And as you can see, someone here has posted some stuff here. They always have a discussion on, ongoing discussion saying, which deal's good, which deal's not good. Let's have a look. Naive leaser, Cougar deals. I mean, it doesn't look like as much on at the moment, that's the difficult times, but if you want to have a look, Lease Loco, that's a really good website because it gives you, as you see, Trustpilot ratings are very high. You go on there, and it's a really nice layout. It's it's got a nice colour scheme, and it tells you the top deals at the time, and it gives you like a little rating out of 100. So you see Kia e-Niro, you click that, it shows you the rating. This bit here, so let's click on this one. So the 3, I don't know if you saw, the 3 plus 23 means 3 months up front. You can adjust this if you just hover over it, so you see, and at the top it changes it. So 3 months up front, which is just over £1,000, 274 and 37 pence is the monthly payment inclusive of VAT. You can adjust the mileage accordingly. Obviously, the more miles you add on, the more expensive the lease will be. That's 99%. That is the case 99% of the time. In terms of the pricing, they have a really good feature here which shows the historical pricing. So over the last week or month, or over the past few months, it shows you the price. As we can see, it's the lowest it has been. Personally, for me, I would not get the Kia e-Niro because it is an electric car. I'm not a massive fan of electric cars currently due to the infrastructure. However, if someone wants to support this movement, and to be honest, people do need to, if people want electric cars to get better, they will need to support it. We can't just keep waiting for other people. They are starting to get to the point now where you can use them every day. There is no problem with them. It's if you've got space to charge it. I'm going to the other video, I don't need to do this. Anyway, I've mentioned another video, go watch my other video. But yeah, it's a good car, good range on it, and it's good. As you can see, please shop around, because let's say you went to one of these down here, you'd be paying £674 a month and £1,800 up front. Whereas the same deal, same car, same mileage, only £1,000 up front and £381. So you're pretty much saving yourself £800 up front, and you're saving yourself nearly £300 a month, which is another lease payment in itself. So I would say, take that into consideration. And the thing I really do like about this is it gives you the average monthly cost, because sometimes they tempt you by just saying this is the monthly payment, but then you've got to look at the upfront and the monthly payment. And sometimes when you adjust the upfront from 3 months to 6 months to 9 months, it actually works out about the same, give or take £1. I mean, literally £1. So adjust it according to your needs. So that's the Kia e-Niro. In terms of leasing, there's things to look out for. First of all, leasing the V5, which I'll show you what a V5 is in case you might not know. It's called a logbook, this little paper thing here. It won't be in your name, because technically you are borrowing the car. It's a long-term, you know, loan, essentially. You're borrowing the car. Another thing to consider, like this one here, this Audi Q2, you need to make sure when you get a lease car, don't spec it like a mad person, please. Don't go, you know, spec heavy. Because if you spec a car, normally, we all know the options, they all add up. You add the premium entertainment, you add the extra lights, the nice colour, like this one's got a nice orange colour, nicer wheels, adds on to it. The problem with the lease deal is that because you're borrowing the car, there's no equity at the end of it. You're borrowing the car, and therefore the price of the options is split throughout the duration of the contract. So if it's a 24-month contract, you'll be spreading those options over that period, which isn't really worthwhile. Which is why you have to be careful some cars and certain companies, they tend to not include much spec as standard, and they do like an options list, and they do like to charge extortionate amounts. And as you can see here, a 4-year term, don't go for a 4-year term, and the magic number you want to go for a good lease deal is around the 20% mark. Because what you want is you want a car, because if you buy a car, I mean your average car, within 2 years, less than 2 years, it will lose somewhere between 20 to 25% of its value. Now, if the cost of the lease, which includes the upfront and monthly payments, if that total amount is less than roughly 20% of the car's value, you're doing well, as in you're beating depreciation. And therefore it makes sense to get a loan, sorry, a lease car. Because if you were to buy that car new, let's say, for sake of the argument, £30,000. If you were to buy, well, let's do £20,000. £20,000 is good value. So if you buy a car for £20,000, let's say the lease deal over 2 years costs you £3,500. You'll be better off, because you have those set payments every month. You haven't tied up all your money, and you've only lost £3,500. Whereas if you buy the car, you would have lost 20%, which would be £4,000, and you got your money tied up in that vehicle. So you can spend that money elsewhere, whether it's for investment purposes, whether it's for business, etc., home improvements, whatever you want. You know, spend it, whatever. I don't really care what you spend it on. Enjoy yourself, whatever. So those are the things about leasing. They have a nice FAQ section here. What the benefits of leasing. Oh, I have to watch all these videos. I'm not watching these videos because then I won't be able to do anything else. I would say just keep your eyes peeled. This is a really good forum. Don't rush into it. Don't do it. Also, the good thing to mention is on Instagram you have certain pages. Driven Leasing is one of them. So driven as in you have driven a car. Driven Leasing, they do good lease deals. And back in 2014 to 16, around that sort of area, they had amazing Golf R deals. However, those don't really exist anymore. As in the Golf R does, but those lease deals don't. But in general, I would say with leasing, just make sure you look after the car, because at the end of the deal, they can be quite picky with regards to what tyres are on the vehicle and the condition, any scuffs, any minor scuffs. So, and sometimes it is cheaper to actually go to an independent garage, a well-respected one, and to get those problems sorted prior to returning the car. And make sure you give the car a wash. I mean, that you don't want them to just charge 100 quid, 150 quid here or there for no reason, when we both know £10 will sort it out, of £20, a decent valet would sort out the problems. And here, look, free mainland UK delivery, brand new cars, road tax included. You don't have to worry about that. The reason why I'm saying you don't want to get a lease deal for 3 or 4 years, especially 4 years, is you get into that territory of having to get an MOT done. And also a lot of cars, they come out of warranty during that period. Now, for most cheap cars, that's not too much of an issue because the repair bills won't be too much. But for instance, if you're leasing an Audi A5 or an Audi Q2 or any luxury car, slightly premium German brand, when they go wrong, they will cost you a fortune. They always do. So please bear that in mind. And also, as a car depreciates, the first year or two is the heaviest in depreciation. After that, it sort of levels out, usually with most cars. So for instance, with an Audi or BMW or Merc, the first year to 2 years, a majority of the depreciation has occurred. And then after that, you'll notice it just slowly trickles down after that. So when you're working out that percentage, you need to think to yourself, well, after 2 years, the car isn't worth the monthly payment that you were paying at the start, if that makes sense. So when you're into your third or fourth year, if you're still paying that £450 that you're paying in month 2 or month 3, you have to think to yourself, hang on, this car isn't worth, it's worth 20 to 30% less than what it was in year 3. So you're thinking, well, hang on, I shouldn't be paying this monthly amount. That's about it, to be honest, in terms of leasing. I mean, let's see what else there is. What to look for when leasing. See if I missed anything out. Charges, restrictions. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention the mileage. This is one of the problems I have. If we go to, where is it? Keep going. This one here. You can adjust the mileage. 5,000 miles for me is not enough. I don't know why. I mean, for some people, I guess if they're only using it on the weekends, fair enough. That's a lot of money to spend to just drive a car around the weekends. You can adjust the mileage. Sometimes it's actually cheaper to choose a lower mileage and then pay the excess. So what you'll find in the contract, they'll have an excess pence per mile. I'm trying to see if I can find this. No, this is just the spec of what it comes with. They sometimes come with 10 pence per mile, 15 pence per mile. Just work out how much an extra 2,000 or 3,000 miles, whatever you need extra, would cost. Sometimes they actually work out cheaper to choose the lower mileage option, stick with that deal, and then calculate how much it will cost you on top to do an extra however many miles you need for the year. I would pick that personally. Again, play around with it. Sometimes it's not cheaper, so bear that in mind. And in terms of the lease deals, also make sure you are quick with these lease deals, especially if there's a special offer, because they have, how it works is you usually get the best deals when it's an outgoing model and there's a new incoming one either coming in within the next 3 to 6 months, or the new one has already been released. So they'll have a batch of 20 or 40 or maybe even 100 cars, and they'll say, right, these are the last ones we've got, and there'll be factory orders, so they would have already been ordered, already in stock. So there'll be standard colours. They'll say, I don't know, we've got 20 grey in stock, we've got 10 black ones in stock, we've got 5 white cars in stock, and then they might have 1 or 2 that exciting, orange colours or yellow colours in stock. So you can't be too picky with the options, but hence why you'll get a good deal. That's about it in terms of leasing. Let me know what you think. There's not really much else to look for. Just bear in mind that it's in terms of modifications and stuff, you can't really modify them because the car's not yours. So yeah, but let me know what you think. Comment, like, dislike if you want. But yeah, thanks.